Hello, welcome to my channel, Massimo's Info Pro, and please like, share, and subscribe to my channel for more informative and instructional videos. In this video, I'll be showcasing VistaReloaded, which is based on Windows 10, but is modified to look like Windows Vista. In this video, I'll be showing you what is VistaReloaded. Now, VistaReloaded is an operating system based on Windows 10 as it is, but is modified to look like Windows Vista. In this video, I'll be showing you what is VistaReloaded and how we install it onto VMware Workstation. And the next thing we need to do is we need to download the ISO file. I'll highlight and I'll open this link here. You'll need to go to this link here to download the ISO file. Next, when you go to this link, I'll paste the link in the description box below, which you can download the ISO image from the link. This is the link. I'll open the link in the new tab. Next, I'll click on download, and then click on download anyway to download the ISO image. Okay, when it's downloading, I'll then show you of what is VistaReloaded. Now, VistaReloaded is an operating system based on Windows 10, but is much more identical to Windows Vista. And I've moved my Camtasia Studio app to my dual monitor, but despite that, I'll show you more about VistaReloaded in this video. And then the file is downloading currently, and it's left 29 minutes left here. And the size itself is 1 GB. But despite that, I'll show you what is VistaReloaded. It is a ISO file based on Windows 10, but is heavily modified to Windows Vista. And we have Old New Explorer here. The successor is Explorer Patcher. Arrow 10 as well, all of those bunch of stuff here with WinHawk. And you can see here we have simplest taskbar tweaker, Firefox native controls, WinHawk games, Windows Mail, Arrow window manager. A new word for it is AWM, an equivalent to DWM for desktop window manager, which was used in order to penetrate error effects. Win plus X, open with EX. Windows Media Center is short form, it's still WMC. All ease of access CMD now required to Explorer files. Raw here. This download can be downloaded by Urban Ender. And this is a non-XAML USB back page on. Classic sounds, TTS voices, etc. And this is Starlight's back plus. Now this is a known issue as well, meaning that you cannot use the operating system without expecting any issues. This is sometimes DWM crashes when errors is enabled on the desktop and on the system. use the official version of VWM Black Glass to fix the issue. You lose glowing caption buttons. However, DWM Glass Blur can still retain the feel and the Windows 7 title bar and Vista title bar glow and blur, arrow effects, transparency, etc. However, it can retain that, but you still lose the glowing caption buttons, even if the text is glowing perfectly, as you can see here, when in applications with dark mode, but with the native title bar support. And here, Windows Update is cancelled. No, it's not cancelled, it's disabled in here in order to prevent breakage from future updates. Meaning the Windows 10 will not be able to update when it's disabled. How is it important to not use this Windows version, which is not my PC Windows version, but rather this Windows version, the custom Windows version I'm showcasing here, because it's going to be insecure and it's going to be not as reliable as it used to be. No, as it would be on as a main daily basis stock operating system, which has been manually modified without breaking system faults to resemble Windows Vista, as my PC is in my previous video. That's why I would recommend you to install this VistaReloaded OS onto a junk machine, onto a separate test machine, an old PC, a laptop, or a virtual machine, depending on which one you choose. And here, all programs, Windows Update, screensaver, blah blah, are not functional. The Vista logo orb might show sometimes, and etc. The known issues and the known, and the following patches, applications, files, themes, etc. used and more to create the OS and the ISO file. And I'll move on to installing the OS onto VMware Workstation, which I'll use in this video. And after the file has been downloading, we need to move the file to. I would move the file to my VM ISO files folder. Okay, I've downloaded this txt file today, but I do not need it because I thought the website set the for lowercase download button, but I thought I would download the txt file. Still, I would be moving on to installing it onto VMware Workstation. First, I'll open a VMware Workstation Pro, and what we have next. Go to home, then I'll click on create a new virtual machine. Also typical recommended. Next, I'll click on browse. I'll select the Windows Vista Reloaded ISO file. Next, I'll quit out the Windows 1064, then I'll write Vista Reloaded 64-bit. Next, and then I'll leave the maximum size as 60GB of disk. Next, and then I would pound this virtual machine after the creation. and he'll create the disk of the operating system onto the virtual machine in VMware. It will take quite a while to create the disk, but I'll still show you onto the video about what is our next task we're going to do of the virtual machine. Now it's powering on, and now it's still timeout on which reset the virtual machine. Press enter to install virtual machine. I will then click on the X button because I did not install the operating system as well. Now here, this is the Windows Vista designed OB screen. I thought that it would be a default Windows 10 installation with a purple background, with Windows 7 installed title bar with no transparency, anything like that, which is normal in Windows 8 and later. But now I realise the screen is like Windows Vista. I'll select my language, but keeping the setting layout as US. Click next, and then I'll click on install. And still it's going to be starting. I'm going to click on I do not have a product key. And I'll click on I accept the license terms to enable usage of the operating system. I'll click on custom Windows install. I thought that it said to load the driver, but when I start to install the operating system today, it no longer needs a driver. But the driver, it needs to load the driver scene happened with my old HP laptop, which I bought in 2020, which is very old now. I've now repurposed that machine to an experimental device rather than a general machine. But when I install this operating system onto my old HP laptop, it automatically required me to load the driver. I tried to load the driver, but it still did not work. I would wish to hope that I should have been to load a driver by downloading driver files, moving into a USB or external floppy disk, then to insert, and then I will be allowed to install this operating system when the driver is loaded. And that happened to me when I was installing this OS onto my old HP laptop, which is from 2020. And I'll go next, and it will install the OS onto it. Now keep in mind that it will not delete your host operating system's data or anything like that on your host PC. Instead, it will only install the OS onto the isolated virtual guest installation disk for a guest operating system rather than the host. But this will not apply to you because you already understand, like I do, like you all do as well, but for only for those who do not understand and who is the first time beginner using a virtual machine, then they should be able to understand that they should be able to understand that it will not delete the host PC's OS and all the data which is valuable. Instead, it will only install it onto a isolated virtual machine installation disk, which is isolated from the main system and is heavily sandboxed. But not as heavily, it is natively, with strong support sandbox, which the latest version of VMware Workstation does, and Oracle VirtualBox as well, but VBox requires still manual sandbox and file sharing, even if it included features like uh, drag and drop and automated internet connection. I think that will be there. But still, I'll leave you this to install, and I'll be back when it's finally installed, and I'll guide you through the OB, and then I'll take a look around the desktop of the OS. But now the OB was not in this video, sorry about that, but still I believe went to the desktop. And here what we have here is start is back version 2.9.21. Any version is available in this one here. Still, it retains the toast Windows notification rather than the classic traditional blue notification of Windows Vista and Windows 7. Everything else still works, but is a bit of lag here. I'll check the Windows start menu. Check the Windows start menu here. Now here we have Windows Defender, Windows Fax Scan, and other programs which you can use. However, VMware Tools has not been installed. I'll install VMware Tools and next. These are my tasks in progress. Here I'll go to the I'll enter and I'll go to the search button. I'll type in d:/setup. No, not C. d:/setup. And there we go. I will launch the program and should be able to launch and click on continue to proceed. Now the screen resolution is 640 by 480 pixels per inch, meaning that the screen resolution is not higher enough to penetrate all of the apps, the start menu, and even small UI UX, etc. We'll pair the VMware Tools for installation. Oh, okay, because the path knob is still cannot continue this point. Well, what if we try Windows 10 Lite? No, it's still giving the Windows Vista installation process. However, I need to download a file from the internet and move it to the virtual machine. I can still drag and drop files to the VM, but however I will try since it works or not works. After I've had a hard time finding the VMware tools to run this virtual machine, I found a way to enter the. I found a way because it requires Visual Studio in this version and the build. Right here, this version. I've typed this out in Corel WordPerfect, and I would use Mozilla Firefox for this one. The internet's working perfectly fine. I will type in Firefox. Firefox. No, that's not very actually. Firefox is Internet Explorer. I thought that Internet Explorer was an out-of-date browser with broken websites with insecure flaws, but when I check this, it automatically recognizes that the browser is itself based on Firefox, and it is made as Internet Explorer. I'll go to Google. Still no idea actually. I'll type in www.google.com. And I didn't know why the experience is very cramped and is useless on an old, no, on a very low resolution. I do not like that at all. But meanwhile, I'll type in I'll still type in or move WordPerfect side to side with VMware as well with that. I'll type in now I would also try to no, I think that VMware still requires an older version of Visual C++. I should try this website on here. Next I'll download it all in one place, and then next I'll download the US4 version. I'll save the file and it should be the download. The download button is this one. Go to this one here. Now we'll then move Core WordPerfect. And we'll resize it, then I'll maximize this one here. And then I'll save it. That's it. Next I will then try Core WordPerfect. No, not Core. Try to run this file here. I'll extract the files to my desktop. I'll create a new folder named VS++. No, it's I thought that is Visual Studio, but I think that is VC. I'll run this program, and next is still should be able to work. It should be able to work on this system, this virtual machine. And then I'm going to pause this video because it's going to take a long time to download and install. Next, I'll install Visual C++ on one system. And then I'll try to install. Next, I'll try it again to install the VMware Tools. I'll run this app. Click on continue. Now it finally worked. But my video size is going to be larger, and I will not have time either to film the whole part of the operating system, because you can see my storage is very full. That's why I'll film my separate second video about this OS. Well, this is my first video. And our typical install. And then next, it should be able to install and copy the files, etc. And meanwhile with that, I'm going to pause this video. It's going to be installing the video driver, etc. Now the software is now being installed. Now needs the system to start. Now go on yes to restart my system. Now should be to start and reboot the machine. And now the virtual machine is now rebooting up. And that's it for the installation. And I do not recommend you to use this custom operating system on OS onto your main host computer because it has known issues which can impact usability for day-to-day use. That's why I would recommend you to instead, if you like the look, then you should skin your Windows 11 desktop to look more like Windows Vista or your Windows 10, whichever you have, like Windows Vista. And that is pretty much it for the video. And still, your 12 expired. And that is pretty much it for the video. And thank you for watching.